Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you
Yes,
so much for
sir.
joining us. If it's your first time, thank you for coming through because we appreciate all the listeners, new and old, man. So, I am Matt. I'm here with my co-host.
And my name's Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our socials. We're on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at the Friends Pod.
Yes, sir. Things heating up over on TikTok and on the YouTube Shorts, man. It's looking pretty good. So, yeah, definitely check us out. But without further ado, we can go ahead and get into
Shout out
today's
to the
episode.
social media manager.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Shout out to her. It's always good to have somebody that kind of buys into the vision and just kind of like does good work.
Yeah,
Like, it's
and
a good feeling.
improves over time. That's what we like to see because we're proven too. So we want to see everybody working for us improve as well. So shout out to her.
So what's been going on with you this week? These past 7 days.
This past week, it's been very chill. There's been like a lot of networking events that's been going on at my job. There was some United Way luncheon that we had. It was for volunteering and giving money to the program. They give you pretty much a reward lunch if you reach a certain percentage of people who in your group who donated or volunteered or whatever. So that's what we had that with our whole department. So I got to meet a lot more people from the team.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's good food.
went to a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
It was order whatever you wanted. I ordered the most expensive thing I could find.
You already know.
Like it was one of them hot skillet plates when you go to them restaurants.
Oh, like fajitas and shit.
Yeah, I had the whole shit. I had
Damn.
I had some stuff I didn't even know. What's the name? Like, what's the other bird that tastes like chicken? Maybe it was quail.
You had quail?
Yeah, it was quail, chicken, steak. It was a bunch of shit.
That sounds like a fancy Mexican restaurant, though.
I ain't never had quail, but that shit was fire.
For real? Damn.
Yeah, it tastes like pretty much a more saltier chicken. That's how I would explain it.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I did get a speeding ticket, so I'm about to fight that
Damn.
shit.
You wasn't speeding?
Nah, I don't believe so.
Okay.
What you had up?
I mean, same old shit. I had a presentation at work where I had to, I'm not very good at public speaking, which is, why I do a podcast because it's easy just to talk to somebody that I've been knowing for, years versus talking to like a group of 80 people.
80
Like,
people?
yeah, it's like just me and it's just like, damn.
Was it only your team, or like your group in general, or was it like everybody, multiple people all throughout the company? Because that's the difference.
It was just my team, but most of them motherfuckers, I don't know them like that. But so it was me and this other guy that I've been working with this on a special project, and he went first. Did his 5 minutes. I did my 5 minutes, and I got good feedback. So I thought I was up there with the shaky voice. I don't know if you ever been like scared when you was presenting before, and you just like,
Oh yeah.
like,
No,
you got that.
yeah, I fucked up back in college. Like I did some special event and I completely broke down. Like I could not finish. I was sweating. Could not speak.
Damn, for real.
It was bad. There was people in the crowd that was literally laughing, and I was just looking at them. Oh my god! Like I
Damn.
was dying up there, and it was things like I wanted to say something, and I'm just looking at the crowd, and I'm just sweating, and I'm just like, why ain't no words coming out? Like what the fuck's going on? Like I got this, but it was just like nothing was coming out my mouth. Like
Right.
that was the only time I ever was like that. Like I completely just shut down, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Wait, why was it like a bunch of people or like what was it for? You remember?
It was a presentation for some engineering team business group. We all came up with our own ideas and presented them.
Okay.
And yeah, like in the beginning we was practicing and everything. Like I knew I was like, yeah, I got this. Like I'll do this part, I'll do this part. Like I'll do a lot of speaking. Like I was saying all that shit in the beginning. Then we got up there and
Man.
just There's probably also one other time where, so it was actually two times. There
Yeah, I
was
don't know
another.
what it is. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
So the first time was actually ESA, and but it wasn't. It was the second program with research. So it was like that group, and then I don't know if you did it or not. I don't remember you being there.
I wasn't there.
Okay, I don't know why. Like you should have been there.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You said a research. What? What is?
Yeah, it was the research program afterwards. Like after ESSA, you join another group, and it's like basically research, and you work on it. Me and Viet did it.
No, I don't think I did that. I was probably
Yeah, it was
somewhere getting
during the
high.
summer.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a whole program we did.
yeah.
But pretty much you do research with someone at the college, and then you have like a presentation at like it's like a conference, and you have to do your what you've been working on throughout research and talk about it. It's kind of like it's the idea of getting you ready for what your masters would be like.
And so you kind of froze up a little bit too.
Yeah, because I had like a terrible um, professor, like who was assigned to me throughout the program. Like he wasn't doing shit for real. Like he was just never really around,
Hmm.
and he wasn't really available. So just like I would just try to like bullshit throughout the entire program. Like they'll make us like present through each week. Like we had a board in a certain time limit, and yeah, I would just walk up there and like I'll just like come up with some ideas I'm gonna talk about and try to like stretch it in like conversation. Yeah, I bullshit. I was just making jokes and like writing shit on the board and like drawing shit. Like that's how I used to like spend time, like just like waste some time.
Yeah.
Like I started drawing shit on the board and like diagrams and be like, so this flow, like you start off with this, and then it leads into this,
Oh
and
my
then this is what
god.
we're gonna do around. Well, it was a
Oh
bunch of
my
BS.
god. I think the thing that's hard about it for me is like knowing that people in the audience don't really give a fuck about what I'm saying. Or maybe me just feeling like they don't give a fuck.
Because they don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I've sat in audiences before when I was like, oh my god, can this guy stop talking?
It depends the audience though.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. And so
If you
like
there with people trying to learn from you, then they're gonna be listening. Then, but
that's true.
with
That's true.
a, a group like that, like a bunch of college students and shit, and yeah, niggas ain't really gonna be listening like
Not
that.
at all. Niggas trying to go to Rick's or go to Harper's or some shit like.
Trying to get this done with.
So, yeah, but yeah, I had that experience. It was good. I think it was a learning experience because I know what I need to do better next time. And I don't know. I don't really mind public speaking because I feel like I got some shit to say. Sometimes I just had to be knowledgeable about it and be prepared. And I learned about it the day before, and I wasn't really super prepared, but I thought it went good. But other than that, like just been
You the guy
chilling.
who
And
make jokes to get the whole crowd to laugh.
I was thinking about it though, cause I was telling one of my coworkers like I was testing my openings on them. I was like, should I be like, I was gonna do like the fake Seinfeld, like how Seinfeld be like, what's up with these airplane foods with the peanuts or some shit like that. I was gonna do that shit, or I was gonna do some shit like I forgot what other shit I was coming up with, but something I feel like it's something to break the ice is always good, cause then you got people smiling and
Yeah,
got people like ready to listen to what you got to say. But um yeah, I feel like I'm a funny dude, but it can't be forced though. Like, you gotta be like off the top, you know.
yeah,
But
dude. It can't be forced, but most of
yeah.
the time, like the jokes be something related to a gripe at the company that everybody got, like that's known.
Hmm.
Say, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the vending machines, but
Hmm.
you ain't never got any good chips.
Right. Exactly. And that's funny because the dude that went before me, he actually made a joke too. Like, it was like I was like, okay, that hit. It hit. So yeah, that's just definitely a good strategy. And I think another strategy is just like eye contact. Like, no matter how scared you are to look at the motherfuckers looking at you with the dry face, you might as well just look
Hmm.
at them and just say your shit confidently, and that's all you can do. But other than that, I guess we can go ahead and get into these first topics. So you want to intro that first one?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So the first one, Joe Biden, and he proposed this junk fee bill. It's to cut
Mm-hmm.
the hidden fees from concert tickets, things pretty much related to Ticketmaster that you would think. Anything that they would sell, you get these service fees and all these extra attachments. When you finally get to the ending and you're checking out, you think your ticket is gonna be about $60,
Mm-hmm.
and then it ends up being $100. You're like, how the hell did it get to $100 for one ticket?
Yeah, it's
So
really some crazy shit.
it seemed like a first world problem. Joe Biden fed up, and he listening to these boomers saying
Mm-hmm.
we tired of this.
I think it was something with that Taylor Swift thing that happened, right? Where something happened with the site, and that's why Ticketmaster has been kind of under fire. I can't remember exactly, but I've been hearing about this actually. I watched something about two people that wrote a article on it, and I'll link that below because I forgot what their names are. But so they were kind of talking about like how Ticketmaster kind of they own. So like basically they pay the venues to have like exclusivity. So like when they get tickets and stuff like that, they'll actually sell it to the people like for a high. So let's say it's Fox Theater. Fox Theater have 100 tickets, and then but they're sold through Ticketmaster. But Ticketmaster can sell it for however much they want, put on whatever fees, and so they're kind of like the middleman between the artist and the venue. And so that's kind of how they became big, and that's how they started taking advantage because they can charge whatever they want on the fees because that's the
They
only way
definitely
you
do.
yeah, that's the only way you're gonna get a ticket to go see Drake or go see Taylor Swift or whoever. You gotta go through them. So
The price be
I don't
about
have a
double.
problem. Yeah, it really do. It really do. So I don't see a problem with this. Do you see a problem with it?
I'm happy for it. I'm one of those people when I buy tickets, I'm sick of all the hidden fees. I think you should just have to tell me straightforward how much the entire price is going to be. Don't hide the price from me. That's my problem. I know they had this law in, I think the mayor of New York, he put the law to Ticketmaster and kickstart this kind of idea off.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna give New York a little bit of props there, starting this type of bill, get it going, and the whole idea behind it. Yeah, I mean, if it cuts price a little bit, and because what exactly is a fucking hidden fee anyways, or service fees? Like,
Nothing.
why do you need like 30, $40 for a ticket? Like, what exactly are you servicing, or what do you have to do?
It's literally just money in their pockets. Like it can't. I mean, maybe it goes to like hosting a website or something they have to pay the venue for or something like that. But I doubt it's for anything but to pad their pockets. To be honest. Um, and so it looks like the rule is supposed to cut the fees from about $31 on average to $8. That's a huge decrease. So
Yeah, because companies are like, you're right about that. They're just pocketing in that extra money, and hey, they're just building up their profits for the company, and probably using the money for who knows. I mean, they could be using that money to hire more people, which could be a good idea on the back end. They're probably using it to more research or more venues, more artists, and try to expand to different countries and things of that nature. They're probably using it for that.
hmm hmm
So, I mean, but that's any company. You would want to do that. You want to expand, but
yeah, that makes sense.
in terms of the customer and everything, it's like we're we're not meant to pay for all of that. Like, we're just trying to go to our fucking soccer game or a basketball game. We we shouldn't be paying for your entire company and trying to do all that. That's ridiculous.
And one of the other things is it's not only hurting the consumer, but it's also hurting the artist too, because we don't know what type of cut they getting from the ticket sales, and like
Right.
because it was an example. Damn, I can't remember the band, but it was a band from the '90s. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, because if
Um,
it was an artist and like the ticket was like $40 or 40 something like that, but, oh, I want to see this one, and then it gets up to the price about, I'm gonna estimate like $70, $80 for ticket. Like, I don't know if I want to pay that to see this person. You'd be like, I'm gonna go see someone else.
exactly. So that hurts the artist and that hurts the consumer who really wanted to go see the shit, but it's like, I mean, I'm not about to pay all that, you
Yeah, and
know.
not many people go like straight to the venue. Like really, if you go right to the venue and pay for it, you can get the straight up price without all that service fee shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more people don't do that. Like just go and pick up the ticket themselves, like before.
I don't know. I think it's probably just because of convenience, just having the ticket on your phone, and you don't got to go to the box office to go pick up the ticket and then get in line. Like, it makes sense. Like, it's easier.
You will cut some of the price at least
Yeah, for sure.
doing it that way, but
Yeah, absolutely. But so yeah, and then so like I kind of also like before we get off of this, we were talking about the artists and stuff. Like, I think it's ways for artists to take that power back. Like, I know it's this band called Grateful Dead, and what they were doing was they was getting all out the mud, like totally in house. So if they had a concert, they would send it to their email list or their mailing list, and they'd be like, "Yo, we having a venue or a show here. Here's the tickets. We gonna sell it at a decent price." And like that's what it is. Like versus going through Ticketmaster and kind of hiking up the prices for people. So like I think artists need to like maybe like a Beyonce or a Drake or somebody need to take this, take the power back. 'Cause like this, we just letting these corporations run away with shit. Like, how you a middleman for tickets? Like that's just some crazy shit to me. But
yeah. And it's a bunch of websites that are taking advantage. That's why I like the competition. I like StubHub. I like some of these different Vivid tickets, and it creates competition. If you can have less fucking fees at somewhere else, that's why I search around. I always look when I try to buy a ticket because service fees. I don't want to pay double. I'm just trying to pay the best price as a consumer, and that's what I care about.
that's a great word you said though. Competition. Like you can go to Expedia, you can go to Priceline.com, you can go to just to book a flight or whatever. Like, why
Hmm.
is it just? I mean, there is there is other, like you said, Vivid Seats or SeatGeek and stuff like that, but at the same time
Yeah,
Ticketmaster has these contracts with these venues with a large amount of them, so it's like it's almost like a monopolization.
they got most of the tickets.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, it's just kind of fucked up, but all in all I think Joe Biden, he did some good shit this time. I can't even hate on him this time.
I just feel like there's more important things, but
True.
I do agree with this one as well. Like I do want this too, so
Hmm.
I ain't gonna hate on it.
Yeah, small wins, small wins.
So
But
what's
all
the
right,
next topic that we got here?
so let's kind of talk about, we'll just go down the list as it is. So I guess there's something about, so the FDA kind of released a warning about rare heart inflammation from the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. That sounds kind of
Yep, the
scary.
COVID vaccines.
Yep, yeah, yep. If you didn't know, yeah, that's the COVID vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna. It's kind of scary though. Like, I didn't, people been saying that though. All the anti-vaxxers been like, "Oh, it's making our kids autistic and it's killing people." But I mean, is this actually substantial evidence? If the FDA
That's
is
the
saying
thing.
this, I don't know.
We came up with the cure faster than we ever did before, but that also comes with some risk. You don't know the long term effects of the cure you're making until the time goes by. But in my opinion, I think you get wins and losses. Like COVID, in terms of our generation, was the most deaths and the quickest we've ever seen in such a small window of like our grandparents, our um, people we didn't even know around the neighborhood who could have had underlying issues.
Right.
All those people who passed and very quickly. So it's like the government had to get together and come up with a solution. But in the end, it turned out maybe it could be some side effects.
It's possible.
But at the end of the day, did we end up saving more lives? Because I think so.
I think
Like
so.
we want to get the solution. We want to go back to our normal. People were sick and tired wearing the mask and being around people. Um, People want to get back out and go to school. They want to go party. They want to go eat at their favorite restaurants. They didn't want to have a curfew. So I believe that, like, yeah, there was going to be some necessary evils, and that's what this is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like we got to find a way to get back to some sense of normalcy. And they prepared these vaccines for us. They were so gracious enough to do that.
But
Which,
let's explain the problem a little bit.
oh yeah, yeah, okay.
So the issue there is they're saying the Pfizer, Moderna vaccines, they could be a warning about heart inflammation, which is a very serious issue. It could definitely reduce your lifespan. Um, I I don't know. The thing is, like, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, they did put out a statement saying the vaccines are safe and effective, and that the heart side effect is extremely rare. So they're telling us that it's not that often. So do we believe that? Like,
I don't know. Only time will tell. Um, and I mean, I think it's probably hard to figure out. Oh, he got the vaccine. Now he has heart inflammation. I don't know how easy it is to find that cause and effect. That like this vaccine definitely caused this. It could be,
yeah, and it's government officials and doctors that's telling us. So it's like, who else should I believe? I know we always be debating with, like, if the government and whatever is really telling us the truth. So I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know too much about the FDA. I think that's the Food and Drug Administration. I don't really know too much about how they get down and how they.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if they very truthful or I don't know if they like accurate. I would assume so because they regulate a lot of things that go into our bodies. So I would assume that they cool, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be no conspiracy guy. Like, oh, they just been lying to us.
I mean, they had the whole issue with the Hulu show that talked about the pills, opiates and shit that was given to people, and they had the whole Hulu series about how the FDA was changing rules, and
Damn, for real.
yeah.
I gotta check that out.
I mean, I talked about the show earlier. Like, it's a very popular show.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, give me the name later. But
Dope sick.
dope sick, dope sick. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, they changing rules and shit. I feel like it's one of the things you got to be privy to at the time because a lot of this shit might just go by the wayside unless you're reading articles.
There's low key a rumor going around about, like, this and everything with the FDA is when they came out with this cure, they had to go through a bunch of trials and tests and everything, and they had a date there, apparently for we supposed to get the study back talking about what it could do to the heart and blah blah blah, and all the information had to be turned in by this date.
Hmm.
And the end of the year went, which was apparently the due date. And when people went back and look at it now, that due date is like next year. So someone pushed the due date back of when they were supposed to get the study in related to, like, heart issues, and the people looking into that,
Really.
giving them more time to look into it and keep that knowledge back to keep the public from getting overwhelmed to be like, oh shit, we all took this shit. Like, it could.
So it's supposed to have like bad information, or they want to make sure they had the right information.
I think of course, they explain that as like they want to make sure they have the right information, like have more time to look into it. But it's one of those things that the information should have been given to us by a date for it to be available everywhere to the public.
Yeah, that's important. I feel like that's something that we need to know. If it's something that we need to be, ahead of. But
I don't think COVID would have killed me per se, anyways.
true, that's true.
But
I mean, me either. I had it a couple times. And I didn't feel like I was gonna die, but I guess you never know.
yeah, I had a couple times too. So,
Yeah,
but I did have it on, like, the vaccine, so I didn't have it without the vaccine.
I think I had it once with and once without, and it didn't really feel that different to me. But
So it could have been way worse. At least that's what I think without the vaccine. So to me, it seems like the better of two evils. But hey, I didn't have COVID without it, so it could have been the same shit. I might have just been over it within a few days.
hmm I just realized this episode is not going to be monetized because we talking about the vaccine, and anything vaccine related is like, all right, get this shit out of here. So, but it's all good though. It's all good. Hopefully, y'all enjoying the content so far. I guess just to wrap it up with this vaccine shit, I think that um, I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting on this shit to come out for real information because we need this information. I don't. I mean, did you hear about Biden talking about like, oh, we about to downgrade it from a pandemic to an endemic now? For COVID. Have you heard about that?
I thought it was already downgraded.
I think sometime in March or in May. I think they're gonna download it or downgrade it. Excuse me.
To be honest, I feel like it's not even a pandemic. Like no one's stressed about the COVID no more. Nobody don't give a fuck. Like that shit's the flu now. Like go get your shot and move on.
I mean, that's true, but you ain't gotta just because somebody ain't stressed about it don't mean it's not still a pandemic though. But I don't think that there's a worldwide emergency like it was before. Like cases have gone down significantly. Doesn't look like it's a crazy rise right now, so I'm not mad at that either from Biden.
It don't look
From the
like
Biden,
it's really causing a lot of deaths anymore, which is was the issue.
yeah, seemed like
I heard the death rate was only similar to the flu.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So
I've heard they just hyped it up. Some people believe they just hyped up the story, saying the death rate was relative to a bunch of other diseases that are common. So
yeah, but I mean, people died that didn't have to die though. Like if we would have stopped the spread at some point, then we wouldn't. A lot of people wouldn't have had to die, but they was probably weak anyway. Like their immune system was probably already. No, let me not do that because people really lost folks off of COVID. So let me not. I ain't gonna joke about that, but yeah, man. I guess all in all, I guess we'll see what happens. With this, with the real information. Like FDA, tell us the truth, man. Tell us something.
yeah. So let's go ahead and get to this next thing that I got here. And it's related to superhuman algorithms that could kill everyone in due time. That's what researchers is warning. And this is the Oxford researchers. They're warning of the danger of artificial intelligence surpassing human power. They're calling for regulation to protect society from advanced algorithms. And advanced AI can work game theory, is what they're calling it, so that it stays a steep head of efforts to end its power. So the thing is, like AI, in my opinion, it's gonna pass human intelligence. That's what it's meant for. That's literally why we built it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We want it to work like a human brain, and also we're trying to mix that with like the technology of a microprocessor that can work billions of times faster than the human brain could ever imagine. Like, so we can do a bunch of solutions faster and come up with solutions faster than we ever did. So
Yeah, that's the point.
that's why when I see like these type of articles that's saying, "Oh, these AI can get a lot smarter than humans. They're gonna take over." Blah blah blah. It's like that's literally in my mind like, duh, of course.
You never think we should just slow down with this AI shit though? Like, can we just like, can we just stop right quick? Like, let's just stop and evaluate and see what's going on because I think it's we done talked about it before on this podcast. Like, if it gets too smart, how would it affect humanity? So I'm thinking like maybe we should just slow down and like kind of take a look and be like, all right, so this is where we don't need to apply it. This is where we do. If we do apply it here, this is what will happen. Like do some real analysis before we jump straight into it, and then we're all dead or we're all out of a job.
I feel like we all watched movies too much.
You think so?
Entertainment and what they feel like technology could do, and people are too scared of what technology can do and how quick it can move. I think we should move as fast as technology is capable of. I think we should push it even further. I think we should put more money in technology, and we can try to advance society to. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when you think about it, when I was a kid, I had the phone in the wall. Like I was still spinning the wheel, like for numbers.
Damn, y'all had that phone?
Yeah, that was my first phone.
That's crazy. I didn't even know they made them back then. That shit was already obsolete at that point.
Yeah, I guess I was broke. So plus I was a little kid, and yeah, I remember I had one of them like Disney phones or whatever with the smiley face, whatever. You could just like call people. I used to call my fam, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we had the block phone, we had the Nokia, we had the razors, the katanas. I think the idea of we going from even big ass TVs to flat screens in every home and everything like that, like that's amazing. How we're able to go from FaceTime and pretty much do internet and follow everything just from my handheld device that took multiple devices back in the day.
It's amazing.
Yeah, like all that technology, I feel like we shouldn't hamper it. We should be pushing for to go as fast as possible.
You're right. That technology, yes, but with AI, I'm like, can we slow down? Like, let's just slow
That's
down
the
and
advancement though of like technology. It's like the AI will be able to come up with solutions and everything quicker than we can. Like,
that's true. That's true.
and my that's why I said that's why I prefaced everything in that general sense, saying AI is a human brain, but works a lot millions of times faster.
Hmm. Now let me so the reason why I'm like let's slow down a little bit because I read this article the other day. I don't know if you heard of Chat GPT. So GPT is like an AI tool that people have been using and just playing around with that can, output some stuff. You input something and it output something. So this article from Business Insider is talking about the 10 roles that AI is most likely to replace. So I'll run through these real quick. So the first one is tech jobs, so coders, computer programmers, data analysts. We have media jobs, so advertising, content creation. We have legal industry jobs, so paralegals, legal assistants, market research analysts, teachers, finance jobs, so financial analysts, personal finance advisors, traders, so like day traders on on Wall Street, graphic designers, which we've seen the AI art and stuff like that. If the AI can do it, then why do we need them? And then accountants, and then customer service agents. So that's why I'm like, let's slow down because these are a lot of sectors that people are in. Like 5 years ago, everybody was telling us, "Oh, get into IT, get into coding. It's going to be big." But then now AI might replace that, or might make it for a need where we need less people in IT now. So it's like,
I mean, we need repairs and we need people on the back end repairing this technology and doing maintenance of it.
but we don't need. But then I'm just thinking that that'll
I
make
mean
it.
that
Go ahead.
it's a lot of jobs even now that we're thinking of, like McDonald's, fast food industry, that are turning to these. You walk into any McDonald's now, you can create your own order just by going to the kiosk. Like they don't even need a person in the front anymore.
That is true. Yeah. Or like, what's that shit? Self checkout at Meyer or Kroger or something.
Yeah, groceries, Amazon, grocery stores, and things of that nature. They already have those.
Which they're closing down a lot of those. Actually, I just read an article about that.
Taco Bell, they're talking about going. There's locations now that I just saw, fully automated. You just put in your order, apparently machines or whoever is in the back making it, and it just comes down like a fucking bank payment, like you at the bank.
I think that's cool. It's cool to imagine and cool to look at and cool to experience, but like, do we need it though? We don't need these things. Like, we really don't need self checkout. Like, we really don't need an automated Taco Bell fully. So
I don't mind it though, because to be honest, I don't need person to person like on fast food. Um,
I
I
feel
feel
that.
like that creates a lot of issues with orders sometimes. Like, let me just type it in what I want or put it in myself. Cuts back on that human error. And then also, if you having machine make it, cuts back on human error of fucking up your order. So you're also saving ingredients. So I feel like there's some benefits behind it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it also, of course, it affects jobs related to like high school students, middle school students, or someone like that, or even people. After that time, like those people who want jobs, they're gonna have to go pick up a trade or something.
Yeah, which is cool. We need nurses and we need other type of workers.
People that fix cars,
Yeah, we need mechanics. We need farmers. Things like that. Yeah,
people make houses.
yeah, we need carpenters, all those type of people. So yeah, that's true. They could, but it is a whole lot of every time I do go to a fast food restaurant, I don't be seeing teenagers. I can't think of the last time I went to a fast food restaurant and it was the actual high schooler or somebody that I thought to be a high schooler. So it's like these are real adults that just don't have those trades. They don't have that education to get nothing better. It seemed like so. It's like taking that away from them, like them, they're gonna be down bad. If it's really, I don't know. I just feel like I'm empathetic about it because I can see where they might feel like, damn, where can I go from here? The McDonald's up the street, but maybe that will incentivize, like you said, people to go and get that trade and go pick up welding or go pick up, something like that. So it can have, positive.
Positive, or it could be negative. It could cause more crime, um, more resentment.
Yeah, people already hate the rich, so yeah, we will see.
All right, so like, yeah, get into this next topic. Tom Brady, he's finally retiring, and he posted on social media saying he don't want all these news outlets to get the audience confused. Like last year, he already put out a big letter that he was retiring, but it looks like he's finally retiring this year, and I think he's done. What do you think?
I think. I mean, that's cool that he done for done for now. I don't know if it has anything to do with his life at home.
Oh yeah, dude. He said he wanted his family back in the conversation about him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm be with my family. I appreciate all you guys, the fans,
Well, he said he
football."
appreciates them, but he ain't say he want to get he need them back.
He definitely spoke on his family though.
I don't know. That shit crazy. I just think I just think he was doing some bozo shit. Like, why would you sacrifice your family for what they went 8-9 this year? The Bucks. I don't know. Like they was under 500. Like, what was the point of you coming back just to look not as good? Or maybe he did look good this season. I have no idea. But to me, it's just like, okay, you great. You already solidified your legacy before this year, before the year before last. Like, he been solidified it. So you good. Like, whenever you want to drop out, you could drop out. To me, and they got rings.
The thing about Tom Brady is he's a competitor, and having someone like that in the league, it's fun to see. It brings in dollars, so it's just not exciting to watch without Tom Brady.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a lot of exciting quarterbacks out there right now. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, what's Brett name? Jalen Hurt. Is that a quarterback? I don't watch football, so I don't want to expose myself, but it's 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 exciting quarterbacks out there to watch. It's exciting running backs. Like, he's not the only one, and we've been watching him since 2001. Just go home, bro. What is so scary about going home? Like, you know.
Well, at the end of the day, I wanted to say, Tom Brady, you are the best football player who ever lived. Um, you pretty much cemented that. Like you got all the rings, you did all the accolades, you play all them years, and congratulations to your legacy, you and your family. You are the epitome of what an NFL player should try to be.
Get the fuck. This nigga. I don't know why I just be feeling like you full of shit. Like, you are the epitome. No, but I think you're right though. I think you're right. Because I mean, to strive to be what he did and do what he did, like, a lot of niggas will never do that. It's like Michael Jackson. A lot of niggas not gonna break the records Michael Jackson broke already for a long time. So I mean, it was good to see him. Good
Unless
to
you
see him
Drake.
play. Drake ain't breaking Michael Jackson records yet, or maybe yeah. I
Huh.
don't know.
You don't know about the boy.
All right. Anyway,
It's cool.
anyway, I'm curious to know. Let me see. I got to Google this. Drake Michael Jackson records. Well, he has a song called Michael. Oh, he did have that song with Michael Jackson on it. You remember that from Scorpion?
No.
Exactly.
Rappers asking, did I hit it? You know I did. Yeah, you know I did.
Is that a Drake? Is that a Drake bar?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Off I heard loss.
I'm not that well versed on Drake. But but yeah, man. I think yeah, like you said, like he's the epitome.
He's like the streetwear rapper. We just talk about lifestyle.
Drake.
Yeah, like Drake is.
Not really. I would say like more like a ASAP Rocky, like give me that vibe, like the fashion vibes. Is that what you mean?
ASAP Rocky, nah. I'm saying like how in terms of like how they so true to the brand and their lifestyle. Like that's what streetwear is to me. Like it's the essence of them.
Okay.
That's how I view streetwear at least. And when I think of a rapper and someone who's so true to who they are, that's Drake. Like he's so true to all his relationships, his life, his family. Like he's just true to that. That's why he's like the streetwear brand of music. Like it's a weird take. I don't know.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. I'm trying to formulate it. We're gonna come back to that though.
I'm like ASAP Rocky though is like more or less like champs.
Damn, champs though. Cause champs the last, like cause Foot Locker or Finish Line they get the shit first, and the champs get it last. So ASAP Rocky is champs.
Like it was a good brand.
Yeah,
Like it was some dope shit. Then it kind of went out of style, and then like it kind of came back and went at a high price.
like it's still here. It's still here.
And then like I don't know. To me, that's kind of like champs is it's like ASAP Rocky and music.
Hmm, that's very interesting. I don't know, but
It's still okay. It's still like it's still a dope brand. Like I still grab some champs underwear or something. Like I don't know.
that's crazy how everything shit always be coming back to music somehow. I don't even know how we got here. We talking about Tom Brady, but since we already talked about music, let's go ahead and get into our love and hate game. So we talk about three different songs that we heard throughout the week, and then we talk about if we love them or do we hate them. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one that I have for you this week, let's talk about "Blow Up" by ESTG. Love or hate?
So it looks like ESTG just released a couple new songs. They're typical ESTG fashion. They're hype songs, songs that you probably will play in a club or any type of street bar or whatever. It's it's some good music on there. Like it's a good song.
I thought that was pretty good.
It's not that too different compared to his other music. Like it's all kind of the same. So I'm gonna say love. Like,
Okay,
it was
okay.
dope.
So you like when he stay in his own lane, his typical lane.
Yeah, I don't mind that for him
Okay.
because it's just like his style, like his voice in particular. Um, it's one of those kind of like monotonish voice.
hmm
He kind of just stays in his own. I don't know how it would sound if you started try to sing or try to do different. Like I feel like he's good in his own lane,
No, for sure.
like Young Jeezy in a sense,
I think so too. I mean, at this point, yeah,
or
he's
Gucci.
yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
So I'm gonna go ahead and name off your first one here.
Alrighty.
OGZ featuring Cash Kid, Giga Leak.
This shit was hard. Like this shit was so. Like OGZ came through. Like OGZ started the song off. He kind of had his. He was doing his thing. He was talking his shit, talking about pills he popping, lean he drinking, girls he fucking, all that type of shit. It was dope. But then Cash Kid, like Cash Kid, man, I think more people need to pay attention to Cash Kid, who was a rapper from Detroit. I think from the East Side. Man, that might be the best verse I heard in 2023 so far. I ain't gonna lie. Like that nigga snap. He like let me see if I can pull up these bars because he really like he said a bar that just like it, it, I can't even like it just blew my mind because it was just so creative. Like it was something like um
Man, Detroit rappers do come up with some of the hardest bars.
no they do.
It be so simple, but it's something that's so relatable as well.
Yeah. And that's I think that's one of the magical parts about Detroit music is like it's relatable but it's very creative. It's also very braggadocious, talking shit. Like I think it's super dope. I can't pull up the lyrics for some reason, but so I don't want to misquote the bar. But no, he snapped on that, so I'm gonna automatically say love on that one for sure. So check that one out.
Yeah,
So
definitely gotta check it out.
let's go ahead and get into your next one, man. My guy, man, R.P. Lil Key. Let's talk about "Long Way to Go" by Lil Key. Love or hate?
Man, they just released this song, and it's amazing. It's the best Lil Key song I've ever heard.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say I was a big Lil Key fan before, but I feel like if he dropped this shit when he was alive, it would have went up. And I don't know who was in the background and do too much deep diving, journalistic type of look into this particular song. But whoever made it, they did a great job. I don't know if he made this song but prior to his passing or was it afterwards. But it seemed like everything was put together. Like he probably made this song before, and maybe he would have been releasing it in the future. It's very polished. It sound all his vocals and everything sound amazing on this record. So, and I love the hook, and I gotta go with love.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of scared to listen to this one.
You don't like to listen to shit because when people die.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't want to. I don't want to tarnish his legacy of what I think about Lil Keed and his music. So I'm like scared to listen to it. But if you talking about it's the best Lil Keed song you ever heard, I'm like, damn, I might actually have to listen to this. Um, but yeah, man, I think I don't know and I just saw something about Juice World's his last posthumous album is gonna be coming out soon too. So I guess y'all be on the lookout for that shit. I don't know if I'm gonna hear that either, but it's coming out, and I guess I get it. You got to get the money after these folks pass away and all that shit. But
It's just the fact that people want to hear the music. Like I want to hear it. Like put it out.
that's true. But as I've said many times, is that what the artist really would have dropped in that same order with those beats,
It don't
like
matter to
at
me.
that time?
As a consumer, I just want to hear it. I don't care whether they want to put it out or not. Like I want everything. Like, just give it to me. Like like when Kendrick dies, like give me the whole vault. I want every single song he's ever, all the thousands of songs he's just sitting there on. Like I feel like that's what he will want. Like I want them all.
I ain't gonna lie. Kendrick probably got some boo boo though that he probably don't never want released.
To be honest, that's completely fine with me. 'Cause I know it's gonna be some, man. It's gonna be some heat and like some real introspective shit that like I know I want to hear. Like man, it almost like it sucks to be like, man, I can't wait till this nigga die, just so I can get that heat.
Which is crazy. It's a
Like,
crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. But I feel you. I understand.
because you don't even know if that shit gonna come out anyway. Cause it's like, yeah, this thing gonna be stingy with it. Or they just gonna give it to us.
It's probably never gonna drop. To be honest, fuck around with
Yeah.
Kendrick. We ain't gonna hear from him
You
until
just gotta be you
2026.
just gotta be friends with that nigga to really hear it. Him and his Dr. Dre album.
I was talking to one of my homeboys the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I work or this dude came into my job. I did services on him, and he said he know Kendrick and he like work with Kendrick. And he does something for Kendrick." I'm like, "Bro, please get in contact with Kendrick. Like, we need to. Like, that would be crazy if I could really have a real conversation with him. It would be crazy."
What you gonna talk about?
That's what I couldn't figure out. I'm like, what the fuck I'm gonna say to this nigga Kendrick? Like, what the fuck am I say? I don't know. What could I say? Like, bro, like
Fan
that
out.
section 80. Yeah, I said that section 80. That shit was hard. Like, I don't know what I was talking to that because I don't know what he would want to talk about.
I wonder if I would cry.
This nigga- That's funny. This nigga crying and crying.
Well, I just wonder. I'm like, everything gonna be all right. Look. Oh my
I
god!
don't
Like
know who could you meet that you really cry about though. I don't know.
to me, like me and Kendrick is like I already said this shit this a while. It's like
Ah, here we go. Here we go.
he's literally above Tupac for me.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
like he's the number one artist in my like. It's the fact that I know so much music and so many lyrics from him. Like me and him in actual like him in person, I'd be like, man, like I don't know. I feel like such a D writer.
Because it's like he wrote that
Like
though.
I don't know. Like I wouldn't even want to bring up his own lyrics because like he just gonna be like, yeah, like I know, like I'm him.
Right.
Like
Because I feel like you got to talk to him about regular shit. Like you can't talk to him about his music because he probably hear that every day.
the thing is like I
He
don't want to
probably
talk about like deep shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's wouldn't even be like I want to get into like because I feel like he would understand like how my mind works. Like like my train of thought, because I feel like listening to music, he's the most relatable to me. Like when I hear like I'm gonna say he's most relatable to me in terms of his connection with people and like how he views general people and the ideas amongst what black people should thrive to be or our love for black people that he feels like it's worth more than what's been given so far.
Yeah, I feel like he might not even want to talk about shit like that though. He might not even want to talk about no deep shit, to be honest.
That's how I feel too. That's why I'd be like, I wouldn't even want to. Yeah, I don't know. Like it'd be weird. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like especially someone like you just met. Like you not trying to talk about that shit right there.
right. Like, who is you, nigga? Like, state your name, state your purpose.
They gotta. Everyone always looks into like what's your purpose or value but I don't know. But like also like in his music, he seems like the type of person like who finds meaning between conversation with people with not much value or just general communication with people. He seems like he finds some type of value or something he could put in his music, just in casual conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta provide value to him versus you trying to like
So it
you
might
know.
not be. It might not be like that. It might not be too cocky. It might just be.
No, I don't think he cocky. I don't think it's cockiness. I think it's like, who is you, nigga? Like, what are we talking about? If we ain't talking about money, like, what is we? Like, I ain't grow up with you. Like, what are we? You fanned out over here crying. Like, what are we talking about? Like, trying to talk to him after you cried your eyes out is crazy. Oh man, that's crazy. Let's get into the next one so we can wrap this shit up.
Meek Mill, don't follow the heathens freestyle.
Man, man, Meek Mill, yeah, he still got it. Which I don't think he ever lost it. I think that his music was just not as good. I think like the expensive pain wasn't really like he was rapping on that shit, but it wasn't really as good as it was. But this freestyle, like it was very it was really more of the same shit. Like it's nothing. Excuse me, it's nothing that he never said before, but it's classic Meek shit. So I'm gonna always say love to that. Like them ashy braid freestyles, like when he used to just be in the street with all his homeboys around him, like classic shit. So automatic love for me for sure. Excited to hear something new. Some good raps. But all right, let's go ahead and get into your last one. So Ruben Vincent, let's talk about Trickin' featuring Domani, which is that T.I. son.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, love or hate.
And I saw this project particular. A bunch of rappers have been promoting it on their page, and go check it out. Because I had never heard of Ruben Vincent before.
Yeah, that's one of Ninth Wonder's artists, I think.
Yeah, and Love Is War is the project. I had heard it, and he actually is a Charlotte, North Carolina artist.
Yes, sir.
So I thought that was dope. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the whole thing. And yeah, I mean, I was impressed by the project. It was pretty good.
Okay, okay,
Just pretty good though. Um, the song in particular here, "Trickin'," that I chose to highlight, featuring Domani, which is Ti's son. It started off with a comedian, and I understood the vibe or whatever, and then they kind of just like use his voice as the chorus along the beat, and it kind of was like trick a bitch, that's just wrong. Trick a bitch, that's just wrong. And they
mm.
kind of like I understood it. Like it was kind of old school kind of song.
That's Cat Williams at the beginning of that shit. I just realized that, but okay, okay.
Like it was. I'm gonna go ahead and say love. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say love because of Damani's verse. Ti son, he
Mm.
went he went crazy on his verse. Like
Okay, okay.
Giovanni carried the verse, like the song on this one,
Really?
and it was a good song. It was a dope song.
Yeah, I've been hearing he can rap. I never heard his music though.
Me
Domani
neither.
specifically.
Not for real.
Yeah, I don't know if he's dropped a lot at all,
Well,
but
I did hear that one song he's been putting out, Haya or something like that. To me, it reminds me of like the Corday song that he
mm,
came out with, that he got popular with. That was kind of like Karate Chop or something.
okay,
And it was
okay.
like a hype beat. He's along the same formula. He's trying to come in with that kind of song and get love from all the top niggas. Maybe I don't know. He already got a love from like a lot of top lyricists because he's went on tour with Rhapsody, Big Crit,
Um,
like so. Damani's like in that same vein or that crowd.
yeah, if you're going on tour with Rhapsody, you got to do something. Like, you can't just be out there bullshitting. Ain't no way.
Shout out to TSN though on that. Choosing a real lyrical route.
Because he didn't have to. Definitely didn't have to.
You fuck with him?
Who, Domani? No, like I said, I ain't never really heard him like that. I just started listening to a couple of seconds of this High, and it sounds good. I guess you know, it's a Wheezy beat. You know, Wheezy out of here. So that sounds good, but I got to hear what he's saying. You know, so I'll dissect that later and report back. All right, I think is that it. I think we went through all of them. Oh no, I got one more.
Oh yeah, Morgan Wallen. And then I got no, I talked about him. That, yeah, so the last one is Morgan Wallen last night.
Yeah, so this dude, you know, for some reason I just was kind of feeling like let me listen to some country music today. I mean, to tell the truth, I really was like, sometimes I just go on YouTube, look at the trending for music, and this was like number three. I guess this guy dropped like three new singles, you know, recently. So this was the first one that I listened to last night. I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty simple though. I can't say it's nothing like super groundbreaking. He had a good voice. You know, the beat didn't sound like country music that I've heard before because I'm not no country connoisseur, but I thought it was pretty. I thought it was good. You know, I can't say love though because I wouldn't ever play this shit again because it was really just like very simple writing structure, very simple beat, very simple guitar, and sometimes I like my music complicated. So I don't know. Maybe that's what country music is all about. You know, I don't know because I'm not like I said, I'm not too well versed, but I guess I'm gonna have to say hate on this one though. But I guess still shout out to that guy. I don't know. He might be racist though. I don't know. I kind of assume every every country artist is, you know, at least a a little bit, I don't know. But anyway though. So that's been the Friends podcast if you made it this far. So
You
I
got any
definitely
highlights?
Oh yeah, highlights. That's a good question. Um yeah, I do got a highlight which so this was usually I like to highlight music and this was like a couple of weeks ago, but I did want to highlight DJ Screw, who is the originator of, Chapter Screw music, like the legendary legend from Houston, like RIP to him. But I was listening to Screw tapes like all day one day, like a couple of weeks ago, and it just felt good, man. Like I just wish I was around during them times when he was actually dropping that shit and like niggas was just vibing to it, riding in the slabs and like whatever. Remember, what's the you ever seen that still tipping video? Mike Jones, Slim Thug.
Yeah, I saw it.
You know how they be riding the cars and they be just like swerving and like going in and out of it.
Yeah,
I always wanted to do shit like that. Like it's just culture.
I
Houston
be
is
doing
culture.
that in a highway, like for sure,
For what? Just
like on a
because?
regular road, just swerving through lanes.
Just because? Oh, just because you're trying to get somewhere?
People just drive too slow. That's why I know it's out here in Houston. People be taking their damn sweet time. Be like, hurry the fuck up.
For real? I don't know.
Like,
That wasn't my experience when I went down there one time, but you've been down there for a minute, so you know better than me for sure.
they slow as fuck, Texas drivers.
A lot of traffic.
It be a lot of traffic for sure.
Damn. Tragic. But all right, what you got to highlight for the people this week?
This week, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight an anime show, My Hero Academia. It's in its sixth season. This season has been the best season that I've seen so far for our anime fans out there. It's a very popular show. Um, they just had an all-out war. I don't want to break down too much of the information there, but to spoil it and give spoilers. But shout out to Deku, Bakugo, uh, Torioki, like the entire Class A. They've been going crazy this season. Um, yeah, so make sure you go ahead and check out My Hero Academia. It's streaming on Crunchyroll as well as Hulu.
Have you read the manga before or the manga?
No, no, I didn't.
Damn. Look pretty dope. Is this one of the ones where you gotta like watch it from season one, or can you jump in at season six?
Um, the thing was like I actually hated the last couple of seasons because it was real like childish. Because it's like it's all building up and they're in high school and training and becoming better heroes and learning to control their powers and come up with new abilities with their powers and what they could do with it. And they're all training under these heroes, being assistants and just building up their hero image and deciding who they are as a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's a really good show, and that's what majority of all the seasons back. And then they also have the villains and the whole society of villains, and they have a different view of society, and it kind of this season's really getting to the idea of what's the idea of a real like who's really the hero and what's really right and what's wrong, and are we trying to just uplift this plastic society of pretty much this group of people who is all successful, and then there's another subset of people who's all being victimized.
Mm.
So yeah, it gets real. It gets more deep this season, which is what I really like about this one. Like it gets really into it. It's not so childish. It's more backstory. It's war. It's a lot of good fights going on. So yeah, make sure you go in and check out My Hero Academia.
Yeah, man, check it out. Check out DJ Screw tapes. Anyone, you could probably find some classics on there. But Other than that, man, this has been the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for listening. If you got this far, and we out.
Peace and love.